Now, thousands of people gathered this morning in Sheffield to watch a special flypast marking the 75th anniversary of a crash which claimed the lives of 10 American airmen. The flypast came about after a chance meeting between pensioner Tony Foulds, who witnessed the crash as a young boy and has spent decades tending a memorial park to the airmen, and BBC Breakfast's Dan Walker. David Silito has the story.
Normally, Tony Foulds' daily visit to the War Memorial in Sheffield's Endcliffe Park is a moment of quiet and solitary reflection. But today he was not alone. From first light, thousands had begun to arrive to share a very special moment.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's breathtaking, this.
And then, from a cloudless sky, the planes began to arrive. His dream of a flypast had come true. A commemoration that had begun with a chance encounter in the park with Dan Walker of BBC Breakfast.
The first thing I do, of course, is I always kiss him first.
Tony explained how, as an 8-year-old, he'd watched a US bomber, the Mi Amigo, crash into woodland. He always felt the crew might have survived if he hadn't been in the way. And so there were some complex emotions as once again he waved at the plane, just as he had done as a child in 1944. So, exactly 75 years on from that terrible day, here's Tony in the exact same place. And who could have imagined what he's seeing today? Does this help things for you?
No, never will.
But surrounding him were thousands who had been touched by his story, including a relative of the Mi Amigo crew.
To know that today everyone is remembering him and the other 9 as well in the service that they gave, it means more than words could ever convey.
So many feelings. What a day for Tony Foulds.
It started off as more or less nothing. To see how many people have actually took note, it's for these lads. They're family. They are family to me.
David Silito, BBC News, Sheffield.
Now, aircraft from Lincolnshire have taken part in a special flypast to honour 10 US airmen who died when their plane crashed in a Sheffield park 75 years ago. Tony Foulds, who's now 82, witnessed the crash in 1944 and regularly tends to the crash site memorial. Today, thousands of people came out to honour the airmen and Tony. Sarah Walton reports from RAF Coningsby.
Through early morning fog, the aircraft from RAF Coningsby took to the skies for a special mission. And there were plenty here to see them off.
I live round here, so we see it quite often. It always brings a lump to your throat when you see that fly.
I think it's fantastic, and it sounds as if it's going to be a great day in Sheffield.
And she was right. The crew from Lincolnshire began the flypast over Endcliffe Park.
So the first aircraft over is the Dakota. That is from the Battle of Britain Memorial flight based at RAF Coningsby.
And on board, crew members got the view from above.
Actually, as we did the fly past, the wings tilted and you could see hundreds, maybe even thousands of people on the ground. You got a bit of a glimpse of the American jets as they were sort of alongside, the 4 of them. So yeah, it was a really good view actually, and there were so many people down there. It was wonderful.
In fact, there were an estimated 10,000 people in the park, who then got to see 2 Typhoons, also from RAF Coningsby. They were all here for this man. As a child, Tony Foulds saw a B-17 crash in Endcliffe Park. All the American airmen on board were killed. And Tony has maintained a memorial in their honour for 75 years. Today's flypast was for that crew and for Tony.
Thank you. I can't believe all this. This is unbelievable to me.
And landing back at RAF Coningsby, the team said it had been an honour to be involved.
Now the Dakota here is fittingly an American aircraft and is regularly seen at World War II memorials. But the meaning behind today's flypast gives the event added significance to the crew.
it's not lost on you every time you get airborne in that particular airplane and the Lancaster what you're part of and what you're remembering. And the airplanes are so precious. So every time we get airborne, it does mean something to us. And these sort of fly past that have personal connections like Tony has are really special.
Today's memorial of British and American aircraft lasted just minutes, but it marked years of dedication to honouring the memory of those that served in our skies so long ago. Sarah Walton, BBC Look North, RAF Coningsby.